If the ABS warning light remains on in the instrument cluster of your Kia Sportage, it means the anti-lock braking system is disabled. This can happen due to a number of reasons which I will go through in this video. Often when the ABS light comes on, other warning lights such as the traction control or stability control lights may also illuminate. This is because these systems are interconnected and rely on shared components like the wheel speed sensors. One of the most common causes of the ABS light is a bad wheel speed sensor. Your vehicle has one of these sensors mounted near each wheel. They monitor how fast each wheel is spinning and send that data to the ABS control module. If one of these sensors fails, it can send incorrect or no information at all, triggering the ABS light. If the sensor is faulty, it usually throws a diagnostic trouble code, which you can read using an OBD scanner. This can help pinpoint which wheel sensor is causing the problem. Excessively low level of brake fluid can also trigger ABS light as well as the brake light. Check the fluid level in the brake fluid reservoir. The level should sit near the high mark on the reservoir. Now let's talk about the fuses, because a blown fuse can also trigger the ABS warning light. There are 3 fuses for the ABS module in the 4th generation Sportage, and all of them are located in the engine compartment fuse box. Open the fuse box cover by pressing the tabs on the sides and lifting it up. Inside the cover, you will find a detailed diagram of all the fuses and relays. Now look for the fuses labeled as ABS on the diagram. There is a small 10 amp fuse on the left side of the fuse box, and there are 2 larger 25 amp fuses on the right side. Let's take a look at the small fuse first. If you have a test light, you do not need to pull the fuse to check it. First, turn on the ignition by pressing the start-stop button 2 times. This will power up the fuse box. Connect the test light clip to a good ground point or the negative terminal of the battery, and then touch the probe to each side of the fuse. If the light illuminates on one side but not the other, the fuse is blown. If the light illuminates on both the sides, the fuse is good. If you don't have a test light, you can use a fuse puller which is provided right here in the fuse box. Pull out the ABS fuse and inspect it against a light. If the filament inside is broken or burnt, the fuse is bad. If the filament is intact, the fuse is good. Now let's take a look at the 2 larger fuses. The 1st and the 4th fuse in this column are the fuses for the ABS module. You cannot test these fuses with a test light as there are no exposed metal points. You will have to take out the fuses. However, you cannot take out these larger fuses with the fuse puller that is provided with the vehicle. Instead, you can use a pair of needle nose pliers to pull out these fuses. This fuse has a small transparent window on the side, which allows you to see the internal filament. Look closely through the window. If the metal strip inside is unbroken and intact, the fuse is likely good. But if it looks burnt or the strip is broken, the fuse is blown and needs replacing. If you're not sure, you can test the fuse for continuity with a multimeter. A wiring issue can also cause the ABS warning light to turn on. The ABS system relies on multiple electrical connections, especially to the wheel speed sensors and ABS control module. If there is a break, short circuit, or corrosion in the wiring harness, it can interrupt the signal and cause the ABS system to malfunction. Wiring problems are more likely to occur near the wheels where the wires are exposed to constant movement, road debris, water, and salt. Over time, the insulation on the wires can crack, connectors can come loose, or water can seep in and cause corrosion. One way to check for wiring issues is to visually inspect the wheel speed sensor wiring at each wheel. Look for frayed wires, cracked insulation, or loose plugs. If you suspect an issue but don't see anything obvious, a multimeter can be used to check continuity in the wiring harness. If the ABS warning light stays on and all the fuses are good and the wheel speed sensors are working properly, then the issue may lie with the ABS control module itself. The ABS control module is the brain of the anti-locking braking system. It receives input from all 4 wheel speed sensors and determines when to activate the ABS during hard braking. If this module becomes faulty, it may not process the sensor data correctly or might fail to engage the ABS when needed. As a result, it will trigger the ABS warning light and other related lights on the dashboard. Diagnosing and replacing an ABS control module requires professional-grade diagnostic tools and programming after installation. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Wheels Joint for more automotive tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching.